Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I am your Dungeon Master, AuldDragon, and the players today are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon Miacc, who's a human fighter from an asteroid close to Brow.
Hi everyone, I'm Daikami-sama, and I play Solas of Ebha, who is Half-Elven Cleric Mage of Ogma.
Hey, I'm James. I play Ockar, human paladin from Brawl.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sailing Motor. I play Finnel'ar Mohani, a druid from Grayspace.
Hello, my name is Levalithana, an elven wild name. Wild mage car. Good start.
Wild, what's he doing now? Eh? I thought
Getting-
that was my job.
I think, yeah, you're getting a little contagion from Lafdul there.
I am the honorary profession of the kinematics theorem, Lafdul gyrated extraordinaire Moonglade. I am basically a multi-class thief, priest from Realm Space, yeah. But for those that want to know, there's my title.
Gyrated by the crocodile.
Yeah, he's an honorary professor. Kinematics theorem.
You're an expert at being held underwater and spun about by crocodiles now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Call of Cthulhu. I've gained mythos in spinning.
It's what Lafdul wrote his thesis about.
So
But in exchange, it means that your sanity went down permanently.
just a little, just a little. So we left off last time. The party had managed to defeat the Black Dragon with the help of a Green Dragon. However, you guys are stuck in a bit of a tangled plant mess. So there's going to be some fun trying to get out of there, huh?
That spell is like a square or a circle or something. Oh, can we see it?
You have a pretty good idea of how what the extent is. Most of you are going to take about 15 minutes to get out.
Wow.
Leva and Solas won't need as long because they're close to the edge. Same thing with some of the Octave Arcane.
Isn't Finn close to edge also?
Finn is, but I think he was talking about turning into something and getting out that way.
Oh yeah, we were gonna try and go as a monkey, then fly off and do some scouting or something, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm planning on going and checking on the other cave to see if the pirates are trying to get out of there or not.
Okay.
So I will change into one of the local birds and start flying.
All right. Before that, Thalodaxa, having triumphed over a rival and killed him, she looks over towards you all, trying to kind of encompass as many of you as possible with her gaze, and she says, "You have upheld your end of the bargain, as have I. Now we will split the hoard. But first, I will return the goods that you left with me."
Braxon says,
Do
"Thank
not,
you."
before you can answer, she continues on. "I would recommend against going into the lair. I will know, and I will not be cheated, and you might not want to deal with any traps that are in there either." And with that, she starts climbing a tree, well, actually multiple trees, and launches herself into the air. You can call out to her as she's going if you want to say something.
Well, we just wanted to get a good look at it before we split it, so that we all know what the actual size is. Make it fair for both of us.
You may follow me in if you do not trust me.
Braxon says,
But if you want to risk the traps on your own, I would not recommend it, and I would not recommend you trying to cheat me.
Braxon says, go on.
I think it would be fair if we all go in on the same time.
Yes.
Braxton says we may be able to assist with the traps, but we do have other things to do as well.
She lets out a snort at your talk about the traps, and then launches herself into the air. And wings off into the rain, which I should probably get back going again. There we go. Just so you guys know, it's still raining. It's still thundering, lightning. Wind is still blowing hard. So most of you are pretty deep into this thick plant overgrowth. The Star Knights are basically, calling out for help to check on their companions. Do you guys have any ideas on how to do that, or?
Solas asks Aggie if he could pick them out of the swamp.
I mean, my big lizards are struggling just as much, and they're twice as big as him.
They're not struggling quite as much.
Are they?
They have an easier time moving through this than a little bit easier time, but they are struggling.
What kind of command do I have over them?
Oh, you're lizards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the lizards can cover about 20 feet, whereas you guys can cover 10 feet.
How does this spell work upwards, Ord?
How does what?
We've got some trees above us. Can Braxon attach his rope to a tree and get up above this entanglement?
It is. The trees have also had outgrowths of new branches and everything like that. So that's pretty tangled too.
So basically, it doesn't end at a certain height. It goes up into the trees.
Right. I mean, it may still be easier. Certainly, having a lot more branches makes it easier. It may make it easier to climb, more footholds, but you're also not sure how strong they are.
Lafdul gave perfect lead by example last time on the climbing front.
Yeah, well, that almost landed me.
Yes, Finn.
So this isn't an active entangling, then? It's just overgrown?
Yep.
Then would my granted power be useful here?
No, because it's magic.
Because it passes through overgrown areas without leaving a trail and at full movement rate.
Yeah, the problem, though, is that because it's magic, after a time, this would turn into a normal thing. Because this did not end when the caster died, and you would actually realize that this seems very similar to your own third-level plant growth spell, but much more powerful. It would be the kind of thing that you would expect to be seen casted by the most powerful druid you've ever encountered, kind of thing. After a time, this would become natural, because this does not actually end. But right now, it's still considered magic, and it is going to limit you.
Okay.
You know what's funny about that?
Go on.
Is that I've got an 18th level plant growth spell. Would that qualify as the highest level druid?
Yeah, you would. Well,
it's like the echelons of like.
Do you get plant growth?
Yeah, I've got plant growth.
Like normally?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're also familiar with the spell. Yeah, it's pretty up there. It's around there. That's what you'd expect.
Goosh. It can be destroyed, though, can't it?
You would know that fire will destroy the effect in the area of the fire, and it's a magic spell. It can be dispelled up to a point.
Can Braxon's gonna? He's handed that potion to Lafdul. It's up to Lafdul whether he takes it or not. I guess we don't actually know whether those people are dead or not, so we have to go over and check on them.
Yeah, extra
Can
healing.
Braxon use his flaming sword to try and cut a way through?
Not with any additional speed.
Okay. Does it make him feel better?
So that's up to you. That's up to you.
But that's why Solas asked Aggie to go and help get those people out of the water.
Yeah, Aggie will say, "I'll see what I can do," and he starts pushing his way over there. It will take him. I mean, it is slow going, and it will take him a bit to get over there. Inley will also work his way up there as well.
Braxon wants to push through to make a hole for Lafdul. Because he's the nearest healer.
Lafdul
That's
whispers to Braxon, I'm pretty sure they're dead. Nothing would survive a breath attack like that.
Maybe not, but we should check.
well. The giants are pushing their way over to them. These lizards are still moving up towards you, Lafdul, and you were still like you once the crocodile was dead. You popped up. Did you stand up?
It's kind of like, yeah, because I was well, I say gasping for air, but I was a self. I probably had my first lot of air as a self underwater.
Okay.
So I've only just came up out of the water. And
Okay.
Braxton's handed me a potion, and, well, I'm not sure.
It's pity that Lafdul's granted power doesn't let him regain hit points like Finnel'ar does.
No.
I will say this about the water, Lafdul. You think you're going to have a nasty taste in your mouth for quite a while now. It is. This is not clean or pleasant water at all.
Is it like gills up the neck, or what?
It is, but you still have to take the water into your mouth.
Yeah.
Also, you would have
has
most likely swallowed some of the water while you were tossed
Drowning.
around by the...
No, he was holding his breath.
Yeah, how long do I think I have command over these creatures?
You have no idea, but they haven't done anything other than like they're still moving towards you. One of them will be close to you shortly, and they are moving a little bit faster than you can because they're so big. They're pushing their way through.
Is it
this
mental
undergrowth.
commands or verbal commands? Because I've used an animal summoning before with a dog's umbrella.
It's verbal, but there's only a limit to how much they can actually understand. Like, you can't give them complex orders, but they will serve you.
Alright, can I give the command of serve as mounts?
If you indicate to them that you want help getting out, they will.
Well,
we'll
maybe a little bit longer than that.
No, I get what you're going for.
Basically, I want them to
overthink
serve.
Don't overthink it. I know what you're going for. Don't worry about it.
Sure.
Finn, you wanted to turn into a bird?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of bird? Are you going for like a raptor, or are you going for like a smaller fruit or nut-eating bird?
Storm as well.
probably going to go with the raptor, just in case of attracting attention of other wild creatures around.
Okay. Alright. Give me a dexterity check as you shift into this form. You haven't been injured, right?
Right.
Okay, so no healing.
I believe that is a fail. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you change into a bird, and because you've chosen a bit of a larger bird form, it does take you a bit to struggle with the plants. They almost seem to close in around you as you shrink to a smaller form. But you do manage to, after a few minutes, work your way free, and you can take to the air and fly over towards the cliff face.
Before changing, I'll call out and let everyone know what I'm doing, too. So.
Okay.
During this time, Solas suggests to Leva that since it seems that we can get out of the area quickly, I think we should get some bit more mobility for us.
Alright, do you want to give any directions to the Star Knights or the Octave Arcane? Otherwise, they're going to be working their way out as well, basically towards the closest edge.
Yeah, I think the closest edge is the best.
You get the giants to try and haul out the bodies. Will my climb walls attempt help me maneuver?
You can't climb this tree again.
Not trees, this engrowthment.
No, because it's not actually climbing. It's pushing or hacking your way through it.
It's just walls and lines of dense plant. It's like walking through hedge for like a few minutes.
Yeah.
Oof.
And it's not just that, but also like cattails everywhere. The water is completely filled with like aquatic plants now that just are tangling up around your feet, making you trip and almost fall over and stuff like that. However, as you are trying to push your way out, this lead lizard does gently grab you with its mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And
no, not again.
pulls you
Oh, no,
out.
not again.
Pulls you out of the water entirely, and he kind of tilts its head back in such a way and loosens its grip so you can get out from his mouth and easily climb onto his back.
I do as such, and I try to motion for them to pick up Braxon. I try to motion pick up Braxon.
It seems to ignore that, but it is close enough for Braxon to try and get on to its back.
Oh.
Try and climb on Braxon.
Braxon will try and do a circus grip on Lafdul's hand.
Lafdul's very weak right now.
Wrist to wrist. To what? If Braxon tries to climb up, he'll pull you off.
Well, I just assume I have very little strength right now. Wow.
All right. Braxon will
I could lower a rope. I got a rope in my pouch.
Okay, so I think Lafdul's probably a little bit too high for that. Regardless, this is a 40-foot long lizard.
Okay, can Braxon try jumping with his boots?
You can. Go ahead and give me a dexterity check.
Isn't there like brambles and stuff in the way?
Yep.
This is gonna be sorry, that's a D200. That's
Braxon jumps right into the open mouth and we heard a gulp.
That is also a D200.
Get out of it. Right.
It's not
That's a bad roll.
Unfortunately, you do manage to faceplant right into the swamp.
Yeah. See, these boots are overly powerful. I'm doing D200 jumps instead of D20 jumps.
Oh,
Yes.
do you think I could try flying around on Behemoth to like try to pull people, like do a flyby to a person to try to pull them out and onto Behemoth's back, and then fly them onto safer ground, and then fly back in?
Only the very lightest people.
Oh, the halfling.
Yeah, and the thing
Some
though
of
is
us are
that they're
back in.
pretty close to the edge anyway.
So I can't go and like help this person over here.
No, because he's wearing armor and he's a human. He's pretty bulky and muscular, as things go. Beowulf is not a he's not a warhorse. He can't carry as much, and especially flying.
Can I attempt to lower a rope, Braxon, to attempt to climb it?
It's
60
it's
feet of
unnecessary.
silk
It's
rope.
unnecessary after his fall. He manages to extricate himself and scramble up the rear leg of the reptile.
It's
I
something
would
that he could
suggest.
run without jumping.
Without
I
a
would
dex.
suggest for Garon to do the same.
You'll need
It's
to
faster.
you'll need to direct the
Wow.
lizard over to him.
Yeah, I will do.
Okay.
Say climbable.
The other lizards move towards the other people, and after about 20 minutes, you guys would all have managed to get out and
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like 2 cool lightnings.
Yep.
Oh, actually, could the cool lightning strike a path?
No.
No.
All right, you guys can move your tokens out onto the dry land if you want. I'll move the other tokens out.
Might have to shrink myself a bit.
I have no idea.
Well, it's most likely no use in trying to even think about saving those two that got hit by acid. Solas still checks them out.
Yeah, they're pretty horribly burned. By
Yeah, I
acid.
would have checked them over on my way out.
Solas will
Lafdul,
offer.
you would regenerate 2 hit points, by the way.
Yeah, I just did it.
Okay.
Solas will offer quick prayers for their souls.
Lafdul's gonna gobble down 8 good berry. I'm not using the extra healing potion, Braxton.
You're not? You sure?
No. I'm using temporary stuff before permanent stuff.
Do you want me to take it back?
Yeah.
Okay, Braxton goes, takes it back. Who else is injured?
It was only Aggie.
I'm only
using 8.
I'm only slightly injured. Don't need to worry about me.
Yeah, I was the only one that really got injured.
Oh,
I've
she's-
eaten 8 of my good berries. So I cannot
She's
eat
come
anymore.
back.
Yeah,
Yes.
she said she was going to wait at the cave.
Thalodaxa, in the meantime, does return, carrying with her the items that you had left with her. And she unceremoniously dumps them all on the ground.
Right.
No, my bunny.
All the
And-
money that Lever's not going to get back exactly to 1,000.
And says,
Your items are here. Now I will go check out the...
Is the money
Sword.
also there?
yeah, oh yeah, it's all there.
Okay, so I'll pick up the couple hundred gold I think I remember giving her,
Braxton says to Thalodaxa,
and the long spear.
Braxton's going to bow to Thalodaxa and say, to you I say the same thing. Thank you for keeping your side of the deal.
She gives you an unreadable look, but she's already moving towards the cave mouth. You would need to scramble to catch up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's get moving.
Can I motion everyone just to mount up on the lizards? Is it faster?
The Octave Arcane, the Star Knights, say it's probably unwise for us all to go in there. We'll wait out here.
Okay. And once we're done, we'll discuss what we do next. I'm gonna follow while while riding on Bamels to keep up.
How long will it take for Braxon to grab his stuff and then hustle off after?
What did you?
It was a dagger and a bow.
Yeah, that's easy enough to grab.
Yeah.
I dropped off the long spear and I think a couple hundred gold pieces.
Gold pieces will take a while.
Yeah.
I'll just grab the spear
easy.
and come back for the gold.
All right.
Yeah, I only dropped a short sword and a staff, so mine's easy.
Did Finnel lose his staff and ring when he turned into a bird?
He'll just have to come back and get them. Someone could carry them for him or something like that.
I'll grab them for him for now. I said I'll pick them up for now.
Okay.
I mean, you don't all have to follow her into the cave if you don't want to.
I'm going to follow her at least.
Yeah, I'm interested in.
Levi's curious.
Okay.
I'm just
all the squishies go in.
I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure she doesn't try anything.
Braxon's going to go in as well.
So Finn is obviously not going in. He's gone off to check on the pirate lair. Is there anyone else not going? Let's put it that way. All right, sounds like nope.
No one's got a scroll with fire traps, do they?
I don't think so, but I will check.
You would not.
I'll already accounted for this.
I think
No,
the idea was.
Leva has a scroll protection from traps, 5-inch radius, or 5. What's the single tick? Is that the inch?
Foot.
5
foot radius in that case.
What level's that cast at? Because that changes by how
Level 10.
powerful.
Level 10.
Isn't it just like mechanical traps?
So one thing to note is that Thalodaxa is going in first. So if there are traps that are triggered by anyone, she's going to be triggering them, and a 5-foot radius is not going to protect her at all.
Oh, because she's bigger than 5 foot.
Oh, yeah.
I ask fellow Draxa, can you take a humanoid form? Some dragons can.
She pauses as she's going in and looks back at you and gives a very derisive snort and says, "Why would I want to do that?" And with that, she's off moving into the cave again.
Braxon calls
she
out,
can.
if he's close enough, it might help you evade a trap.
I don't think she's worried about the traps. I think she's just going to barrel through.
So, again, keep in mind that you're now following a creature that is almost 100 feet long, not including an almost 100-foot long tail. So, number one, as you're going, you constantly have to, like, whoa, duck down as her tail is swings above you.
Solas is going to be keeping a good enough distance so the tail is not going to be hitting him.
Okay, that's if you're within range of her tail, because it's just kind of like whipping back and forth and stuff like that as she's moving down to this cave.
How high does it move around? Is it higher than Levi's tall?
Sometimes. A lot of the times it is, but sometimes it's also low. Sometimes it's right along the ground. So, Lafdul, you're not riding the a creature. Oh, you mean casting the healing spells on you on the way out of the entanglement area?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, they're going slow enough that you can do that.
Alright, I'll cast Care Light, considering I've got time to cast D8. Is it +1 for Cure Light, or is it just...
No, it's just 1d8.
Oh, I'll cast another one.
Okay. There you go.
That's 10... 37. I am... No, because potentially trapped, I'm topping myself off.
There.
5. 42.
Okay.
Out of 43.
So, following Thalodaxa into this cave, it ends up going on a downward slope, and pretty quickly after getting in, after about 60 feet or so, there's a bit of a, not exactly chasm, but a channel that the water runs off into before it starts sloping downward. So that past that, you're no longer wading, and you're walking on slick and moist, but bare stone. And periodically, you see Thalodaxa stop along her way and do something. It's really hard to see, considering how large she is and the darkness and everything like that. But you hear her muttering to herself, and sometimes there's a flash of light, sometimes there's a sound of stone, but she seems to be, you'd guess, taking care of the traps up ahead.
And spellcraft to see if I recognize magical words. I presume it is, but
You can do you want to do a hear noise and then spellcraft?
yeah, basically whether or not I would be at spellcraft based on whether or not I can even hear. It's
I
only
will
like
try.
40.
I will try to listen if she's speaking dragon's language.
45.
So yeah, Lafdul, there's too much other noise going on for you to make out exactly what she is saying. But you don't think that it's words of magic. You think she's muttering to herself.
Does she look as injured as she did
She got raked.
when the dragon attacked her earlier?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so she hasn't healed yet.
Solas,
Mm-hmm.
give me a D100, please.
I wonder if low or high is better. Hopefully it's low. That's better.
Alright, yeah, Solas, you are able to make out a couple words. You can't understand them, but you can recognize them as related to... You have, AuldDragon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can recognize it as related to that, but not that.
Okay.
It's not... It's not intelligible to you, but you can, you know, it's like...
Tone, the pitch, phrasing.
No, you can tell that it's a related language.
So Lever should understand the same. Probably. Maybe.
But you were not listening.
Yeah. Again, you know, like,
Jesus.
keep in mind there's constant water dripping. You have a 100-foot-long dragon moving up ahead, a tail
she's
whipping back and
muttering.
forth, clanking armor. You know, there's a lot of sounds going on here.
Yeah, and she's muttering to herself rather than speaking to us.
Yeah.
But she's big, so we should hear the rumbling.
Yeah, but you more feel the rumbling than hear it, in that, you know, and she is still muttering. Like, dragons can be quiet when they want to be. Finally, after the cavern winds. You've noticed a few branches that Thalidaxa has ignored. Why, you're not sure. But finally you do get to a very large chamber. And there's a modest hoard of coinage in the middle.
Just coins.
Well, I haven't finished.
Eh.
To a certain extent, like, you would have expected a much larger amount, being a dragon. And give me an appraisal check, Lafdul.
Oh.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often.
Oh.
Well, when he's not.
Right, because it's not an actual appraisal. It's just I'm letting you roll it as a check for other information.
Alright. Nope. Failed by one.
Okay.
There's no gems in there.
You are not seeing any. At least not initially. You do see some pieces of jewelry. It's not. There's not a whole lot of metallic jewelry that you see, if any at all. You're seeing, like, there's some carved figurines out of stone. There's jewelry made of like bone, polished stone, shells, that sort of thing scattered around. You do see a clearly off-world military pick, however. And there's some other things, but part of it is blocked by the bulk of Thalidaxa, as she is practically scurrying around this chamber, gathering it all up into a central pile. Some of it was scattered around and stuff like that. And as she's doing that, you do get a better view. There's a lot of copper coins.
Does she seem overly interested in the copper?
Coins. She seems particularly keen on the coinage.
Regardless of color?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as she is doing this, she is separating out the treasure into two piles.
Is she separating out coins, or is she separating out everything else that's not coins?
It looks like most of the coins. In fact, as she's going, it's definitely all of the coins are going into one pile.
Of course, she's a dragon.
It's going to be, I have this stuff and you can have the other stuff.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, I don't know enough about dragons. I need to do some dragon studying.
So finally, she's done in a pretty quick amount of time. Go ahead and give me another appraisal check, Lafdul.
Mm-hmm. It's never failed me before.
Can Braxon come up and talk to her?
If you move towards her, she will hiss at you loudly.
He's not going to get close enough to grab the treasure.
She's still going to basically make it very, very clear that you should be staying at the entrance while she is doing this.
So she's a loud, angry cat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's called a bird, and you're like, let the bird go. Crunch. Aww.
So, Lafdul, she has separated out some figurines and local jewelry that you're pretty sure, like, you don't know exactly, but you're pretty sure they could fetch some good prices off-world. Especially if you find a collector of rare and unusual jewelries.
How many gems? There was no gems.
No gems.
Or is she keeping?
Well, there are polished stones in the jewelry, but there are no separate stones, loose stones.
Because I know she likes
So
Coinage.
finally, she finishes and points to the pile of jewelry, statues. You also see a bone amulet of some kind. There is a wooden tube and an animal horn in a pile. She says, "That is your half. I am uninterested in things that I can get from the locals and the giants. I can get that anytime. This," she kind of strokes the pile of coinage. You also see the military pick and a copper ring in there. She says, "This I cannot get here." Lafdul, it's hard to say for sure. You would guess that, given the amount of copper coins that you're seeing in the pile, you can see some bronze pieces, iron pieces, steel pieces, and platinum pieces too. But the bulk of that is copper. Given that, you actually think you're getting at least a fair deal.
Leva speaks up and says, if you only want stuff that you can't get here, would you be prepared to switch out some of the, let's say, a ring or the pick against gold from us?
She looks at you and says, "The deal was for half. That is your half. This is mine."
Yeah, that's okay.
This is post-deal.
I'm not disputing that. That's what I'm asking is totally aside from our deal. It's just that you said you want stuff that you cannot get here locally, and we'd be prepared to, let's say, buy stuff of your half of the or exchange stuff of your half of the hoard against gold from our personal gold.
I am not interested in further deals.
Oh, what a pity. Okay.
Well, this seems fair, I guess.
Braxon says, "May I ask your plans after our joint success? Are you intending to move to this area or take your treasure back to your original area?"
I have not decided yet.
Okay, very well. Well, as I said before, our business wasn't with you; it was with the outsiders here. So we may be in this area for some time, and then we'll be gone. We'll need to take our giant escorts back to where they live, and I wish you success with your half of the treasure.
Also, you don't care what we do with the previous owner of this lair, do you?
I care not, no.
Okay, good.
I will leave you to your fun with your friends. I will not bother you further so long as you do not bother me.
That seems fair.
That is a good deal. We will not bother you.
I guess we'll go collect our half then.
Okay. So you begin to pick it up. Yeah. Do you have some questions?
I was going to say, Braxon will make sure he's well out of her way so she can leave.
She's not leaving yet. She's,
Oh, okay.
She's injured. She's going to stay there.
There's over 10,000 coins in that pile.
Oh, I see.
It's like, this is... I mean, given the age of this dragon, you kind of would have expected more, but it is still a pretty substantial number of coins.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Don't forget, Braxon's a fan of knickknacks.
And remember, this place is a rather isolated place. It doesn't have very many people living on it.
Doesn't even understand the money value.
There's a chance that the dragon that used to live here didn't get very many opportunities to gather loot other than from like passing adventurers or from the giants themselves.
Well, and most of what you're getting is stuff that was clearly from local humanoids or giants.
Yeah.
So as you start picking it up, you find 3 necklaces with colorful shells and stone beads. These are clearly necklaces that could be worn by humanoids of your size. There are also 8 wooden statues. They're set with small colored stones for eyes. Lafdul, you'd recognize them as various sorts of agates. And they are painted. They're not particularly large. They're, like, especially for a giant, they'd be very small. But you'd guess that they're of a religious nature. There are 2 carved stone figurines that are also painted. But these don't look like giantish in origin. They look like humanoid. And in fact, you'd guess dwarven. Then there's 5 pectorals, which are kind of sort of like necklaces. They would go around the neck, but they basically cover the upper chest. And those are made out of stone and bone beads. Highly polished. Definitely something that collectors might be interested in. And then there's a pair of pectorals that were created by giants. So these things would go on a giant's neck. There is a ring made of carved and bleached animal bone. So you're pretty sure this was locally crafted. And that's sized for a humanoid to wear. That wooden tube has a thin sheet of bark inside of it. And there's definitely some sort of strange patterns on that.
One might even guess that it's similar to scroll.
Quite possibly. There's also a carved bone amulet, and that is in the shape of a bundle of arrows.
Oh wait, bundle of arrows.
Yeah.
That was a Norkish amulet that I had at one point. I had 3 arrows.
Well, this is more than 3 arrows.
Right. I just remember that because I'm still holding on to it for some reason.
Yeah. This one, you're not actually sure who made this one. It would be pretty large for a humanoid, but also small for a giant. So you're not sure. But it's made out of bone.
Maybe it was made by a gift.
I think they're Minotaurs.
Or Minotaurs.
They're in between the giant and above us, so.
And that animal horn, that's clearly an actual, like, you blow through it. So it's signaling horn or something like that.
Oh dear, did we get a new horn of blasting?
And that is carved with spiral symbols and red and yellow natural dyes.
Is there any corpses in here?
There's bones. There are no corpses.
I doubt the dragon would leave that much left except the bones.
Braxon picks up the horn and says, we should get a set of these. They'd be better than the whistles.
I think the whistles are a bit more easily...
They're more
a bit easier to
discreet.
carry. They're also easier to carry.
You just get a magical whistle that blows really loudly if you really wanted.
But, let's take this back out to the others so we can figure out what we're going to do with it.
Was it Thalodraxus? I'm sorry, her name's a bit...
Thalodaxa.
I ask one final question, Thalodaxa. If I were to offer a tribute in a day's time, would you be open to a proposal?
Her eyes narrow at you. What sort of tribute and what sort of proposal?
I point to the pile of copper, the pile of stuff. I say, you like stuff like that? I can get stuff like that. I'm just wondering if that is what you like. I mean, I point over to the pick, and it's like, we're going into a cave. We might need a pick. I don't know.
That's a weapon. It's not a pickaxe.
Yeah, no, that's that. Lafdul's fumbling at this point. He's basically like,
I think you're fumbling, and that's your
yeah,
what to say.
yeah, I know. Then I'm rolling it out as Lafdul is. Yes, that was his idea, and it's kind of failed. So yeah, it is kind of like
I
I'm
am
just
uninterested
wondering...
in further deals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got that.
I would not ordinarily make such a deal, but the opportunity to get this, she again strokes the pile of coins, was too good to pass up on. You should go now that our deal is concluded.
Yes.
You
well,
definitely, that, like, the way she says that definitely sends a shiver down your spine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, enjoy your hoard. I say as I pick up stuff and get ready to head out.
Yeah, and Lafdul says, "Thank you for your cooperation. It was mutually beneficial for both of us parties."
Move.
Is
Yeah,
the Auros share actually something that we can carry out in one go?
Yeah, if you work at it, especially with Beowulf there.
Yeah, we could have him carry stuff in the saddlebags.
Solas will, when we leave, say in Old Vermish, it's been pleasure doing business with you.
Braxon.
She just kind of like snorts at you.
Braxon smiles to himself and says, "This is just like the good old days."
What good old days?
The good old days when we were discovering wonderful treasures like this in the Underbrow.
I mean...
Yeah, but Braxon, you were going after all the knickknacks.
Look at this lot. You could make a fortune in the lower market with this lot.
Well, clearly, since these are pieces of art mostly.
Let's just hurry before the dragon gets mad.
Yeah, we are going and talking while we are going.
Braxton's been backing up as he's been going along.
Well, we need to hurry to Finn, because we don't know what's happened to Finn.
Solas just wonders to himself if Braxon is sad that he didn't get to explore under any old beds or tables.
Could I... Is there any possibility of us mounting the lizard folk and giving them like a final task?
You're not lizard folk.
Lizard mounts, sorry. Lizard.
Well, when you get out of the cave, you find them, they're still around.
Oh, they didn't go in the cave with...
No, they did not go in the cave with you.
Yeah, I would have not thought they would.
Yeah, still expecting a task, so to speak.
So after getting out,
That spell's still in effect.
what spell?
Intact the plant group. Oh no, it's permanent now, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, never mind.
Yep, that's permanent. You'd know that now. Like, if it is what you
Dispel magic wouldn't have done nothing, would it?
Dispel magic
Even
might
if
have gotten rid of it, but you didn't try that.
Yeah, but
Don't try that.
No, but on my own
now
spell.
it's too late.
No, this
yes,
is just
dispel
a-
magic on your own spell would get rid of it. Up to a
So
certain point,
undoes-
like again, after a certain point, it's permanent. Like permanent, not magical. Like you can't come into a place that had plant growth cast on it 200 years earlier, cast it,
fine.
and be able to walk through it. Like it doesn't work that way.
You need to basically cast that dispel magic pretty quickly.
Well, again, pretty quickly in permanent terms is still not that long. But yeah, after getting out, the Star Knights and the Octave Arcane are curious about what you uncovered. Although the Star Knights are definitely in they're having mixed feelings because they have their two now dead companions
and
that they're worried about.
Yeah.
the potential share's not going to cover their costs. It's probably on their minds.
Well, we are going to be getting the pirates' treasure also.
Oh yeah.
Well,
We
So Solas offers the rest of knights some words of condolences for the loss of those two brave knights.
Yeah, Duran says, Arvar and Nashel were worthy knights, great companions we've had these last few years.
Indeed,
they will be
seem to
missed.
be.
Braxon's gonna.
should we, well, we do have the elixir of life in this, what was it, a scroll of reincarnation?
Yeah. Well, first of all, you might want to ask him. Do you have any? What are their?
What are your plans do you plan on having them revived?
Is this beyond your means?
It is likely beyond our means. I'd have to speak with Dante to be sure, but they will likely be returned to Ansalon and buried with honors.
Well,
we might be able to bring one or
yeah,
both back.
One of them back.
we might be able to bring
Why
one of
not
them back, maybe both, depending on what you feel. We have an elixir of life and a scroll of reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, we can give them to you, and you could use them to bring
we would
them back.
have to use it for them.
So we could use it for you and have them brought back to life.
Duran kind of contemplates this, and he says, I don't know that I'd want to decide between one or the other on who should be brought back. I do not think either of them would want to be as something other than what they were. I do not think a reincarnation would be appropriate for them.
We could flip a coin then. That would be fair. Unless Lafdul, sometimes you can talk to dead people.
I would want to discuss it with Dante.
It's
Okay.
nothing that's going to be done immediately, put it that way. But it sounds of it.
But it's something that we can discuss after you've discussed with Dante, and I think also we should keep in mind that we are in a clock now to attack the pirates until it's
I know.
too late
Yeah.
to surprise them.
We're 2 people down on our attack though, and we could be 1 person down.
You
Yeah,
don't know
but
how
knights-
that oil of life actually works, though. Like, they may be bedridden for days, which means you'd still be 2 people down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll keep the offer on the table once you figure out what you want to do.
I mean, one of us might die.
Is
That's
Dante
also-
not here?
No,
No,
Dante
he's
is
on the
not with
ship.
them. He's on their ship.
Well,
Their
Yeah.
mage and their
could
captain.
use Lever could use the sending to ask him.
Oh,
You could... I mean, you could at least let him know that 2 people are dead. I think you'd... letting him know that 2 of his knights are dead would definitely be worthwhile, and you could let him know that you have a potential means. But it is definitely the kind of thing where an actual discussion, which is, you can't really have with sending.
Yeah, their whole company basically needs to have that discussion with
Why not
themselves.
get the ships to engage the pirates now and just literally be outside? The dragon's been dealt with.
Let's wait for until Finn tells us what he found before.
Oh, my lizard things
this-
are going to run out.
descending is totally independent of that. So Leva could do that now while we wait for Finn.
Yeah, but
Well,
Lafdul also.
hold on, real fast. Yeah, I mean, and certainly ascending to let him know that 2 of his knights have been killed in the attack, but that the dragon is dead. And yeah, he can signal to the other ships as well that the dragon is dead. That might be a good idea. Let me check with Finn real fast. Finn, what was your plan when you got to the cave?
Probably take up station in a tree nearby that I can see into the cave from, and just keep an eye on things. See if I see any motion or anything like that.
Okay. When you get there, you'll realize that there really isn't a tree nearby that you can do that from. The cave is high enough up that, you know, because it has to be above the trees to get ships in and out.
Okay. I'll go perch on the mouth of the cave then.
Okay. Takes you a few minutes for your eyes to adjust to the darkness in there. You can definitely see that there are people moving about. There are torches, and give me an intelligence check, please.
Right. Where are these rolls when I'm trying to hit something?
I know. Okay, unfortunately, the form that you've taken is designed to see distances in daylight, and this cave is pretty dark. There are torches, but not, you know, not enough that actually like brighten this whole cave. It's a massive cave, though. You're right on the edge. You could fly around inside a little bit if you want to, but again, that might be risky. You don't know what exactly is in there.
Yeah.
You can hear that there are, you know, like voices. You can't make anything out. There are people in here talking. But again, it is a big cave. I want to make that clear. This is a gigantic cave in here.
Can I see shadows moving around in the torchlight?
There's definitely some movement, yeah.
Does it look frenzied at all?
You can't tell that from here.
I think I will fly into the cave.
Okay. If you learn anything of importance, would your goal then to be to return to the party and somehow let them know?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so you fly in, trying to be as quiet as possible. You realize that there is only one ship in here. It is the Eel. It is resting in a small pool. I mean, it's small for this cave. It doesn't take up like the entire floor of the cave, but it is more than big enough to hold the Eel ship itself. And there is an empty spot that is clearly large enough for another vessel. That is empty. There is not an octopus in here. There's a couple buildings. There are some docks that are built. And there are people moving about. You would not say that it's frenzied.
Okay.
But it's hard.
Does it look like they're preparing the ship to leave at all?
No, and you can't really tell one way or the other whether, like, you can't tell if it's, like, in a state that's already readied or something like that. But you're not seeing, like, a bunch of people moving things onto the ship or anything like that.
Okay. With that, I'll head back out.
Okay. Are you going to return to the party?
Yes.
Okay. Then you'll actually be getting back to them at about the same time that they're coming out and having this discussion about, you know, and maybe sharing what they've found, what they've received from the Dragon's Horde with the rest of the groups.
Okay.
How high up is Finn turning back into person form? Oh, sorry. Yeah, Braxon was going to say to Lever before that, he was going to say we probably want to wait until after Finn comes back before sending a message.
Well, you didn't actually know that
Case.
Finn was going to be coming back directly, because his initial
but even
statement
then-
was that he was going to take up a perch outside.
Even then, he would say, if we were going to head off or whatever, if we need assistance from the ship, if she's only got one spell and she uses up the spell saying 2 people have died, then we don't have the spell anymore.
Yeah, that was what I was going on before I was interrupted earlier. That if she only has one ascending, then we would most likely should wait until we know if we want to call the ships down.
Well,
And that's
anyway,
why I wanted to handle Finn, because
Yeah.
I wanted to see if he'd be returning before the sending would be cast, and he is.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, well,
So, Finn, upon your return, what do you do?
I'll just land next to the group, resume human form, and tell them what I saw.
Okay.
That
Braxton
it's
says,
just the eel ship, and it doesn't look like they're making preparations to leave.
very well.
But you would be aware that they may already be prepared to leave, and they're just waiting for something. Like,
How?
You can't tell one way or the other.
Braxton says, how high up the cliff are they? Are we likely to be able to get up there easily?
It's above tree lines.
Yeah, it's above the
I
tree
know
line.
this. I'm asking
It's-
Finn.
A few hundred feet up.
Did I see any easy ways up while I was approaching?
Give me a wisdom check.
I don't mind at all as just climb up the cliff face.
You mean Minotaur lizards?
Easy way up? No. Way up? Yes.
Okay.
Okay then. Will the hilt fit into the hole?
Yes.
Right. So, I would suggest that if there isn't an easy way up, we may in fact want to get our ship and fly into that hole. And
Lafdul did have a good point to note that if we could possibly ride those lizards into there.
yeah, but unless those lizards can climb walls, can they climb walls?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Lizards can usually scale pretty well.
You don't know these creatures well enough. They're certainly big, so
Can I command
gaps
one independently?
not easily. Like, you can only give them
Would,
very general stuff. If you want them to take you in a certain direction and then take you into the cave kind of thing, then that's the kind of command that you could give, and they'll find their own way. But no, you can't like say go here and do this specific thing and go this specific route kind of thing.
Do the giants know?
So again, like they're big. They would be able to get over obstacles that might give you guys a problem, and they're very strong. But you don't know one way or the other whether they could actually get up there or not.
Is there any kind of sheer facing around currently? Or near sheer?
Can we
Was
get to the top
the
and climb down?
harder,
No,
much
that
harder.
would no, because there's an overhang.
would the route that Finnel'ar saw be something that those lizards could take?
He doesn't know.
Finn, did you see any lookouts?
Finn, yeah, sort of. You actually saw some heavy weapons aimed at the open mouth of the cave. There are some ballistas, and they were manned.
I'll definitely let everyone know that then.
Yeah. As for like lookouts outside, if there were any, you didn't see them.
I would think those heavy weapons would be manned regardless if they were preparing for an attack or not.
They're
Right.
running a business, they'll be doing it all the time.
So the angle of those heavy weapons I'm wondering if you could fly a ship down the cliff and be out of range of those weapons until you get close enough to shoot, and then just lift your ship up again until you reload, and then drop down. How many weapons was it?
They would return fire.
They would return fire, yes, but I'm thinking that you could just
Why?
lift your ship out the range. Well, we've got 3 ships, potentially 4.
Why don't you just sabotage them?
The heavy weapons.
Yeah, they don't know we're here.
Yeah, if someone could get in there and sabotage the weapons, then we could fly the hilt in. Full of,
Yeah, I could
attackers.
take one out and then Finn could take the other one out if you'd be up for it. We've both got magic that manipulates wood.
And
Do both of you have prepared that magic?
Not today, but at this rate, we're thinking about doing it another day. Because if my lizard's not panning out, then
Well, maybe your lizards can climb up and go in. But I don't know if we could hang on to the back of them.
yeah, that's the thing. They
Yeah,
can
you can
carry
send-
one person in a mouth.
Well, you can send the lizards in, and we just call our ship and follow them in the ship.
Yeah.
Well,
That
let
would
her
be-
fly in as well. She has polymorph self, so she could fly in.
Lafdul
Sounds-
can make himself small enough to be carried.
Yeah, come. Here's my pocket.
Well, no, because
Can't you fly yourself?
no, I had to save myself from drowning.
No, I mean not now, but let's say tomorrow.
Yeah, that's how I found the cave in the first place.
I think it would be potentially better to attack today if we have the chance.
Yeah, I think we should attack today.
yeah,
I
I
can-
agree. We should attack today.
I can try to command my lizards to go up the cliff face, and we just mantle onto them and hope on for dear life that you hold yourself on.
Or we call the ship down and to basically you let your lizards go front and we then come from our ship.
Yeah,
I don't know if I could delay them that long.
Well,
That's like in hours.
we'll just see. You can send them in, and I think it will take them time to get up there if they can get up there.
And
Why do you think it is better to attack today than tomorrow?
Because they might leave.
because it
and
sounds
all-
like
Yeah,
it sounds
and
like they're
also,
getting ready to leave.
also, if we attack today, we can most likely get to fight the pirates that are only on the base and on this eel ship, and don't have to worry about the
Octopus.
octopus today.
Yeah.
And also, if they try to leave, how long has it been, Odd? Since the fight with the dragon started, I guess. I probably
Almost an hour.
regenerated that.
Almost an hour.
Yeah,
So it's
if-
almost an hour after dawn.
Also,
And-
also, we don't want to let them leave since that eel ship. We know that it can turn invisible.
And
So if it leaves, we don't find it unless they take the person we are tracking with them.
And
but-
if we deal with this today, or even if we deal with this tomorrow, depending on when Red New York comes back, we could lure the octopus ship into an ambush.
Mm-hmm.
Because they won't be able to alert the octopus ship unless they have a wizard with sending, and I don't.
We've only
I,
got 3 ships.
Finnel?
I think they have been communicating. But if we do it today while they're split up, it's easier to defeat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
Yes,
back
Lava.
in human? Are you back in human form?
Yes.
So you can't be a bird anymore, correct?
Not today.
Pity. Could you become something that could crawl or somehow get up that cliff?
Certainly.
And could you carry a rope with you?
Depending on the form, maybe you could tie one to me.
Mm-hmm. So you could, in theory, if we find a good form, or you find a good form, carry a rope up there and have a look whether there's a place where you could connect it to, so we could climb up that rope or bring
Isn't
more rope?
Isn't it 300 feet though?
Yeah, it's few hundred feet. Do we have rope long enough?
I mean, Braxton's got his rope that he can send up to tie to things.
But
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
only
fair.
like
Can
60
you just
feet.
send it up? I thought the rope
Yeah.
is not dependent, is it?
No, it does what Braxton tells it to, but it has to tie to something. So if there's a 200 gap between things to tie it to, it's not long enough.
Yeah, he has to hold one end while he's doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even if he could send it up and it tied to something 150 feet away,
Yeah.
he couldn't reach it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
either way, it would work.
we basically would need
Multiple
rope that is about 200 feet long and would then be strong enough to hold people climbing up that rope that is
Heavy.
such long.
Well,
It's not that it's heavy, but the longer the rope is, the bigger the strain is even for one person on the rope.
It depends on how close the footholds were that Finn saw.
So again, Finn saw a way up, but it was not easy. Like, the question was, did he see an easy way up? And he saw a way up.
Okay. How
what kind of the way
Braxton
up
will
was?
ask Finn what sort of way up it is.
So it would involve
Mountain climbing.
essentially, to an extent, like over portions of it. Sometimes, like, there are narrow ledges.
Would it be challenging for me? Just
It would be
This
challenging for
benchmark.
you, yes. Not super challenging.
but not
it depends on
something
whether
I
it
want
depends
to
on whether
do
you're
my
wearing.
armor.
It depends on whether you're wearing your armor or not.
Yeah, I'm thinking that neutralizing the heavy weapons and then flying in with the ship will be the easy way.
I personally think that we should send the lizards and call our ship down and basically land an assault with the ship while the lizards go as a vanguard.
Lafdul, how long do these lizards last?
They're gonna go away if I don't give them a command soon, basically.
Yeah, but are you certain they won't just drop us and disappear and,
Well,
as they carry us up, or turn around and
no,
attack us
they've
at some point?
they finish their task, then they wander off. Probably
Yeah, they would not disappear. They would just leave.
Okay.
they wouldn't attack us,
Well, they might attack you.
would they?
They might, if they're hungry.
I mean, they are wild beasts that your compulsion ends.
Yeah.
I think that since it's not certain that we can ride the lizards, we just send the lizards in and follow them in the ship.
Question, Old.
Mm-hmm.
The type of monsters that can be summoned with monster summoning 2, can they be used to carry us up?
Probably not. And number one, it's random what you get, and I think most of the stuff there is medium-sized.
Yeah.
Have a look. Number 2.
It's like hobgoblins on that level.
Mm-hmm.
Lizard man, Mongol man, mudmen, spiders. How about spiders? Large spiders.
No, large spiders aren't big enough.
Troglodytes.
But again, it's random. It's random. So, you know, even if you are hoping for large spiders, you might get land lampreys.
Here's a silly
So-
question. What if I use plant growth on the cliff face itself and go all the way up the cliff face, so we can just climb up there?
I don't think that would work very well.
It wouldn't make much more difference than if someone could get rope ahead of us.
Well, there'd be plenty of handhelds. It's just more of a
Hang
case
on.
of just chopping
But
the
it
way
might
through.
destabilize the stone and cause a rock slide.
Hang on, doesn't your plant growth spell slow us down?
The
but
thing
it's
that
a
was
difference.
slow.
Hang on,
that,
I'm asking Lafdul. Please don't interrupt. Doesn't it slow us down?
Yes.
And it has a time at which it runs out.
No.
No, it's permanent.
Permanent. Well, unless
Right.
it's the spell. That's like this what we were in just now. But putting that on a vertical surface and suddenly you've got handholds.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, though. Like, again, because that doesn't necessarily mean that it's making anything strong enough, and having a whole bunch of new plants grow on a rock face could destabilize the rock face.
Mm-hmm.
We do have, as far as the rope goes, we do have a scroll with 11th level material spell on it, so we could we make rope? Just no, it says.
I don't think we have an easy way to get up the cliff. Finn, did you see any sign that there might be other cliffs, other caves further down the cliff that might join into that cave?
I wasn't specifically looking for that, so
Right.
And that would require exploring those caves to see if they do.
Hang on,
Because, I
Ald.
mean, if
What
you
about
get
this then?
if you get to another cave and it doesn't connect up, unless there's another path over to your destination cave, you may have to go all the way back down again and then back up the right way.
Yeah.
Lafdul, you had a
that's-
question.
If I plant growth for cliff face, just hypothetical, and it stays, just saying, could I plant door then up the cliff?
Don't you have to use trees for plant door?
Trees, undergrowth, thickets, or any similar growth, even growth of a magical nature.
How much area
just-
can you affect with the plant growth? Isn't it?
It's an 18th level scroll, so
18th. Okay, yeah. All right.
I assume it's going to be a lot of.
Yeah, but again, the problem then is, and you'd need to use a
There's two
scroll of plant
scrolls
door,
of
right? Yeah, so you'd be counting on 2 scrolls working properly.
Yeah. I think
It might work,
that-
but at the same time, you'd want to have a backup plan.
Yeah, I still say that, in my opinion, since it's basically scaling up the mountain, which would also mean that we would basically be trickling down on the entrance, meaning they could easily, once they notice us, gang on the people up there, and the rest of us would still be climbing, mean that the best option would be basically assault the base with the ship. And I would actually think that we could already vote upon this.
You could, I mean, like you could tie some people to the lizards if they can climb up there. Like, the thing is, you won't know if they can climb up there until you actually have them try it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you might be able to ride or tie yourselves to them to get at least some people up there with them.
I think the
still-
mate. Yeah, go on.
I think that the best idea is going to be to call in one of the ships to take us in.
Yeah.
I don't think we.
I agree.
Can. I could still send the lizards in, and
Mm-hmm.
We
they
should.
get attacked
yeah.
by random
Say-
lizards.
We should try to send the lizards in, and if we can get saboteurs to go in to deal with the weapons, that would be good.
The lizards
We
might
don't have the
coincidentally
spells
just
ready.
Just
We don't need.
I say we vote. I'm suggesting that we send the lizard in and follow in with the ship.
We don't necessarily need spells to get in that cave.
I agree with Solas.
yeah, I kind of agree with Solas. So just send the lizards in and just let Havoc play.
How about the rest of you?
Finn?
Hang on. The weapons.
Lizards might accidentally kill them.
The weapons.
Coincidentally kill them.
Without spells, it would be hard to sabotage them since they are mad.
You seen the size of those lizards? They could probably swipe them down in one hit.
Finn, the weapons, how close are they together?
They were in 2 groups.
Oh, so more than 2?
Oh yeah.
It's a fortified base.
He
It's a
didn't.
stronghold.
He didn't actually count them, but there were more than 2. They were in 2 groups.
Right. Okay. Well, I have an exploding. I have an exploding potion that might take one weapon out, but it wouldn't take all of them out.
I have few area of effect spells that
We've
I
got
can
the means
use
to
once
kill
we
them,
get close
but-
to them.
Does
Yeah.
anyone have an illusion spell that could create a ship?
I mean, Leva did not use her illusion spell.
What did Finn want to say? He wanted to say something.
Well, first off, I could fill the cave mouth with fog.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have an earth maw memorized that could probably
Yeah.
swallow a siege engine pretty easily.
I also have few area of effect spells that would I could render the siege weapon users blind or do lots of damage to them.
Lever,
Note that real fast. Note that a wall a fog spell at the entrance. If it covers the whole entrance, that would give you some extra time bringing a ship in too. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lever, could you create an illusionary ship?
No,
Oh, okay.
Don't you?
I have not memorized it. I did not tell you which spells I've memorized. So Spectral Force is not one of the ones I've memorized.
No, not Spectral Force, but you last time talked about using that illusion spell that basically would have made illusionary dragon on
Yeah,
the.
that's used.
That's
up.
fine. She's answered.
That's yeah, I've used that.
But yeah.
At this point, I'm just going to send my lizards up into that cave and just tell them just to attack, because the
Yeah.
spell's going to wear off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're not attacking today, it seems, at this point.
I think we can.
But to properly answer the Solas, that was programmed illusion, and it was used to. I've even forgotten what I used it for, but I used it last time.
I think we can attack today.
Yeah, so do I.
I think.
How do you?
I think we could easily go tomorrow. I see no reason. I mean, Finnel'ar was there, and he saw no frenzy. He saw the people not running around. So
But
there's no hurry at the moment.
They might be leaving in 6 hours, so it might not be hurrying for that reason.
Or they could already be ready to go. Like,
Yeah.
that's the other thing, is like, just because they're not hurrying around doesn't mean that they're not ready to go at the drop of a hat. If they were ready to go at the drop of a hat, then they wouldn't be hurrying around. They'd be waiting for some call. That could be the case. They could also just be taking a breather, taking a relaxing day and doing absolutely nothing.
So
which is why it would be surprise attack if they were relaxing and would allow us some benefit that also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
but
not
we
gonna
make
know that
so
either
much
way.
noise going up there that there won't be any surprise at all.
what's the terrain like around where we are for our ship coming down?
The hilt can definitely land in the center of this swamp. There was a wreckage of a ship in the swamp as well.
Yeah.
Out beyond this map.
Yeah.
But it's pretty old.
Yeah. Has anyone got a serious reason why they can't fight today?
No, I can fight today.
Yeah, I'm good to go. I still have quite a lot of spells to use.
The Star Knights and the Octave Arcane would be up for continuing on. They like the idea of pressing the fight. They think that it would be surprise as well. So
I need to
I hope it would be a
step
surprise.
away. But I need to step away. But if nothing comes to plan, I'm sending my lizards up now. I've made that clear now at this point.
Okay, so Braxon's going to ask Finn if we were to take off with the hill and come down from the top of the cliff. Is there a way where we can get to the cave entrance and just go in without being shot at by these siege weapons?
No.
With the overhang, that wouldn't be easy.
Well, how long are we in risk for?
Not
Same
for
as coming
long.
up the cliff.
I mean,
When we appear in the mouth of the cave entrance, they'll have a shot at us.
With
Finn's got it.
how approximately how many weapons?
There were 2 groups.
Yeah. 3, 4, 5, something like that.
Right.
There are ballistas. Finn didn't notice if they're light, medium, or heavy.
Finn did say that he can cover the entrance in fog, so they would not have that easy time to hitting us.
But then
Also, if the lizards get inside and attack it, they would most likely be focusing on those.
Hold on. What's the area of effect of the fog spell that you have, Finn?
Let me look that up.
If need be, I can.
10 foot by 10 foot area at first level. 10 foot square per level. So 70 by 70.
70 high, 70 wide, like a wall.
Resistance in this locale for 4 rounds per caster level. Reduces visibility of all ranges of all type of vision, including infravision, to 2d4 feet. Ground area affected by the spell's square progression based on caster's level.
Oh, it's ground area. Oh, I think that's it's low and doesn't go high.
I have a spell that can be used to at least blind part of the entrance or the weapon crews if I get close enough.
The height of the vapor is restricted to 10 feet, although the cloud will otherwise expand to fill confined spaces.
Yeah. That will grant some benefit. That would be great for you guys going in. The lizards would probably be visible through that, and the ship would too. It might offer some benefit against the ship, for the ship and for the lizards, but it would work best for you guys.
Yeah.
I can cover part of the cave in sleet storm. That would blind anyone.
But that has to be done on the people themselves, right? Not the actual entrance.
I doubt they could see through the sleet storm.
Well,
I don't know
at
that we
least
want to walk
probably.
through the sleet storm to get in the cave either.
right, but the thing is that I think it's more of... Like, it just says that people inside of it are blinded. I think it's more of just, driving sleet, trying to, cover your eyes and stuff like that. Whereas people outside can still see inside. It doesn't affect. It doesn't say that people inside the sleet storm are obscured, as in like fog.
It does extinguish torches and small fires.
Well, yeah, but it's sleet. I mean,
So it would make them blind that way.
right? But you'd need to my point is that you'd need to cast it on the people as opposed to on the entrance. If you cast it on the entrance, it would affect you guys, not them.
But again, I still think that we need to take the risk of getting hit by those weapons when we attack.
Well, I think the only thing, I think there's a go or no go decision, where I think some of us would be voting for go. And the other thing is, what have we got will slow them down. Yeah. So we've already sent the lizards off.
Well,
are we just
not yet. I mean, because you're still talking about it right now.
all right?
I want to iron out a little bit more at least before I have Lafdul do that.
Well, I think we should cool down the ship and then head off for the caves and try to not get multiple shots at us. Mind you, can we bring a ship down here without it being visible? Are we close enough to the caves that the ship will be visible?
It is storming, but Finn would tell you that they have a pretty good view of the bottom of the valley.
Yeah.
How far can we travel in that 80 minutes?
80 minutes? What's the 80 minutes for?
It's the time for the ships to come down.
No, that's the
it's more than 80 minutes.
Well, more than 80 minutes.
Because it's storming right now.
There's I don't think there's any point in us moving if we're going to have a ship come down and go up there unless someone's going to try and assault the cave and disable the weapons.
What I mean is that if we could travel into position that they would not see as easily when we go into when we load into the ship ourselves.
Well, if we send up the lizards, Leva will reduce herself and go with the lizard, and then she'll hop off and find herself a nice place to stay.
Oh, yeah, I could do the same. I could probably
Make an animal form and either make his own way up or be something small enough to be carried.
Can any of you become invisible? Or make
Yes, for a few minutes.
Is it old?
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to use the ropes we have basically to fashion some kind of harness system that we could hold on to those lizards?
I did say that you could probably tie yourselves to them.
Yeah.
So yes.
Braxon has got rope use. Do we have enough ropes for everyone though?
50-foot rope per reptile would be fine.
These reptiles?
Yeah, they're
I thought they are mines lizards, aren't they?
They're minotaur lizards, yes. They're lizards.
Yeah,
They're
right.
gigantic lizards.
They have holes.
Also have a potion of invisibility.
Mm-hmm. Same do I.
Yes, so do I. I'm
So
applying power, but
if Leva were to reduce herself and hop onto one of those lizards, she could probably hide in one of the wrinkles.
Probably not, but you could easily be carried by someone else.
Okay.
he was carrying.
But do you also want to bring your ship in? Like, I mean, having the ship unload some crew members to help, fight you as backup could be useful. If you go in first with the lizards, having people essentially riding the lizards, then you can get in there, hope to take care of the weapons, and then have your ship come in, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the other advantage, if we can have the ship, is that we can block the entrance with the ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we should get the ship also. So
It's a physical barrier, so it can't invisibly stealth past us like it did last time.
Yeah, there's not enough room to maneuver, basically.
If we can take out their weapons, we can also use the ship weapon to attack some of their people. Might help demoralize them, and I don't know if we want them to surrender.
I mean, is there any objection to that? Like, does that sound good to you guys?
How hard would the ship for the ships to basically float in position in front of the cave entrance?
Easy, as long as the helmsman is okay.
So we could basically call in all ships to basically block the entrance and drop off people with us.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone objecting to us calling the ship in?
No, I don't see any point to
Right,
objecting.
okay, so it takes 10 minutes for a levy to cast a spell.
You can do that while we're traveling to the cliff face.
Uh,
Wow.
No, you can't cast it
Oh.
while walking or riding.
we should
Oh.
also probably move the bodies and the loot we got from the Dragon's Cave into a position that is not directly in front of the Dragon's Cave.
There's also a lot of dragon blood we should be collecting that's probably draining out.
Inley will offer to take the corpses and anything else that you have back to your camp, and then he can send in either join you back or send the other giant.
Plus, if we're going to go, if we're going to go in with a ship, we can throw things onto the ship, including one or two of the giants, if we're having anyone come with us.
I think the ships should come with a delay.
Yeah, I think they will most likely. Can we do any kind of estimates on how long it would take for us to ride those lizards to the cave?
You probably wouldn't ride them to the cave. You'd probably get on them at the cave. It would not be a comfortable ride. These creatures are not designed for riding.
Basically right the cliff edge.
It'll take less than an hour to get to the cliff face.
And how long would it take us to get to the place where we need to mount the lizards?
Well, that's what I mean, to the cliff face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and after that it would take how long?
You have no idea how long it would take to get up the cliff.
You don't even know if they can climb.
It hinges on whether or not they can.
So let's go there.
I mean,
do you want to cast the sending first? Because given the storm, it's going to take 160 minutes for your ships to get down.
Yeah, I think we should call on this ship.
Yeah.
We can gather a little bit.
The problem is if we find out that we cannot get up the cliff face, then the ships are there for.
Then if we can't go up the cliff face, did you take teleport?
Yes.
Then you could teleport to the ship, and we basically move into location that they can pick us on, and you guide the ships there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can use the ships to mount the assault. So
Oh,
that way we can still communicate with the ships if we need be.
Yeah.
And we don't want them basically just fly in front of the cave.
So how long did you say all the ships take to come down?
160 minutes.
160 minutes. That's
Ideal.
4 hours. You say we have about an hour to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So that would leave us about 1 hour
Hour and 40 minutes.
To get to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's okay. So they were prepared for sending.
Okay.
Dragon dead.
While she's doing that, Lafdul's going to go over to the dragon corpse and sanguinate whatever he can out of it.
Okay. So Leva, what do you want to send? What information?
The dragon is dead. We didn't tell them about the deal. No. Two people are dead too.
Yeah, you wanted to get an answer from Denton.
No, that the whole company need to have conversation about with them.
Denton. Well,
You could say inform Dante that Ashel and Irvar died or something like that.
Yes, she will say that, but in shorter, so we have space for all of this.
Well, you want to include their names because he's going to need to know who died.
Yes. I'm not. I didn't complain about that. I mentioned because not too many field words.
Yeah. No, I know.
And so after that, please start coming down to. Do we know where? How can we tell them where?
I think you'd say, well, we want all the ships or just the hill.
All the ships, I think.
All of them.
Really?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we were talking about before. We want
Okay.
all the ships in front of the doors, in front of the entrance, so no ship can go out. We want to essentially create a traffic jam.
Mm-hmm. Basically making sure that no one escapes.
Do you want to specifically say that you want the hilt to pick people up? Like, specifically tell them to separate those in some manner?
Are we going in on the hilt? I thought we were going in on the hilt.
If we're going in on the hilt, then we don't need to put that into the sending, because then Leva can use the teleport and tell the people directly.
So you want to wait on that?
I thought you was going on the lizard.
Not everyone's going to be able to fit on these lizards. Certainly the giants.
No, I know that. I thought she was going on the lizard.
Well, we have one sending.
I thought the hilt was going to pick up the people that aren't going on the lizards for them to go in the hole in the hilt.
All right.
Has someone changed that?
No, but it wasn't clear. So when it is clear, then okay, no problem.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at what Lafdul wrote here. We killed the dragon, or actually dragon is dead, or dragon dead, comma. This is like creating a telegram, you know? Not
Well, pretty much, since the word count is limited.
We did that in very long... sorry, but that was not here. So, dragon dead. Casualties, the two names. Send all ships. Hilt, come down, pick up the people at the bottom.
Alright, real fast. You had... Plan C was drop off additional warriors. Plan D, evacuation of PCs, NPCs. Plan E, attack base from air. You could say Plan E, all ships.
Yeah.
Did we actually did we tell them about the different plans? And
Yes,
what they are?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you did.
That was the whole point.
Okay. Alright, in that case, yes, plan E.
Alright. And, like, Plan E, all ships specifically, so that all the vessels come down. And then, do you want the hilt to come to the swamp, or just say separate the hilt, or prepare the hilt, or something like that?
I think we might want to have them come pick up us
Hilt
closer.
come down, pick up people.
Okay. Alright, does that sound good to you guys?
Yeah.
Alright. Yep. So, Levy, you spend the turn casting the spell, send that message, and the response you get is... Well, who were you sending it to? Were you sending it to whoever would be on the helm right now?
I would probably send it straight to Dante, because he's the most involved in all of this.
Okay.
And I would expect him to pass this on to the others.
Okay. All right. So you're sending it to Dante so that he directly gets the message about the... okay. You get a response from him back. Pirate sighted. Already descending.
Oh.
We are a half hour behind them.
The ship is coming in.
So Leva passes this on to the rest of the people. Now what are we going to do?
So we need to get ready.
Will Dante tell us how long they have until they're at the bottom?
Yeah, so let's see.
I want to do stuff.
He'd indicate that he believes they have 100 minutes to go.
We better hurry then.
If
Yeah,
can...
we need to hurry to the cave.
Yeah. Because how long has it been in total? Because once she was doing that sending, I would have grabbed some dragon blood. That's the only thing I got
Well,
time
that was 10 minutes.
Could I have grabbed dragon blood in that time?
You could get some.
Yeah, some. That'll do. I'm happy with whatever I can get.
While he's doing,
Two
while he's doing,
vials.
2 vats.
So Solas is also interested in dragon blood for potential spell ingredients.
during
So
this,
is Leva.
can I see about having one of the giants, or maybe 2 of them, carry the dragon head for us, since I have a plan for it?
It's corroded though.
So Inley was going to take the corpses of Irvar and Ashel back to camp.
Okay.
And he would have offered to take any of the other, like the treasure and stuff like that, since you've got stuff back at that camp.
I was talking about the other 2.
Well,
we can
one of
pick
them
up
is
the-
back at the camp, and Aggie is a warrior. I mean, if you want him to sit out the fight, you can have him go do something too. But...
Well, no. I just want him to pick up the dragon head and bring it with us. I have a plan for the dragon head.
He can't bring it with us to the fight. We can pick the
too
dragon
big.
head later back.
Yeah, it's
Well, no, the
a big,
idea-
it's
the
a
idea
big
was-
head.
The
I
idea
don't
was
think-
to use the dragon head to demoralize him. Wait.
The dragon head will still be here when we finish.
No.
probably.
I don't want it for itself. I want it as a demoralizing tool to use against the pirates.
Yeah, the problem is
Okay.
that it's too big for Aggie to
Then,
carry along.
wait. Could I
Okay.
tie it to 2 of the monitor lizards? Could they drag it?
I mean, I suppose, but the head is in the midst of the plant growth area.
Ockar, we're pushed for time.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
go.
Fine.
We can't, unfortunately.
Yes,
Hold.
yes, Braxon.
Given the message that Leva relayed to us, what's the estimated arrival time of Red Njord ship?
So it depends on how long you can. It would take you to get up to the cave mouth, but
Yeah.
they're going to be getting down there around that time.
Right. So we need
So-
to
With your
hustle
ships,
off.
with your ships a
Yeah.
half an
Yeah.
hour behind.
Just
Yeah.
just a quick question.
Mhm.
Did I also get 2 vials of black dragon blood?
Sure.
Thank you.
I only had time to do it while Level was doing the sending. That's why I had.
Yeah, I was also doing it at the same time.
Yeah. That's
Ah,
fine.
did you get one for me too? Leva
Yeah,
asked.
I can share.
I mean, I
Thank
can.
you.
Okay, so you guys want to make your way to the cliff face?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When we get there, Solas asks, who want to go on the ride with the lizards?
Well, I kind of have to because they're under my control.
So you can get
Yeah,
2
but
full-sized
you're not over.
people per lizard, essentially.
Lafdul, will you carry me? Ask
Sure.
Leva. Alright, Leva reduces herself.
I could also reduce myself, and we could have us in a person in each other person that isn't reduced.
Yes, okay. Let's first see whether the reduction actually works or whether Leva is doing something
Ah.
to the lizard.
I have a
Right.
time question.
Yeah.
Because my Court Lightning only lasts for 3 hours since the moment I cast it.
Mhm.
What's the time frame on the spell duration based on when
It'll-
we're going to?
It'll still be up when the pirate vessel comes down.
for a few turns, or my hope is to strike the vessel as it lands, as it goes in.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can beat it. At least get 1 strike off on it.
You can definitely get 1 strike off before they get into the cave.
Yeah.
Once they're in the cave, obviously there's
I mean, that's going to be massive damage to them if I can get 1 off.
Mine will probably be expired by then. Though.
yeah, it will be. You might be able to get more than 1 off, but you would have to spend the time outside, like watching the sky. So that'll be up. That would be up to you.
Well, Yeah.
I mean, I might be able to knock the ship straight out of the sky.
Yeah, if you can. that'd be very
You're not too likely to do that. You're
Well,
gonna do
2
some,
hits.
You're gonna do
knock
damage.
it down to half.
How much damage can you do?
12d8.
Yeah. Okay.
Twice. There's a chance I might be able to knock it down to half.
You might be able to give him Spelljammer a shot.
Yeah, that's the thought.
Make him crash.
Yeah.
The other
No.
thing you
So
could
the average damage is 54
I mean-
points of damage, which means 5 hull points. It's
How
gonna do
big's the
damage,
octopus?
and it may take out people on board. It's not gonna knock the ship down to half hit points.
Alright, I mean,
half
it
hull
is what it
points.
is.
You
Yeah.
might want to take out the ship's weapons.
I can't see at this range.
Yeah, that wouldn't be
Yeah.
that wouldn't be feasible.
Okay.
All right.
I might be
So
able to go for a wing or something.
who is going to go on the first lizard?
I think I will. I'm not certain if I'm going to be on the first lizard, but on the second lizard I will be going.
No,
All right. Actually, let me ask this: who has a way up that doesn't require the lizards?
I can climb, but I assume that's not very fast.
Let's see.
Braxon's got his
Actually,
rope.
I do have scroll with fly, so I can go without that.
What level is
Oh,
that?
be in
without riding on
leather.
a lizard.
Me and Lava could reduce ourselves and be in both your pockets.
Would you reduce your weight also
Yeah,
enough that I
I-
would not be
yes.
encumbered?
I reduced down by 70%, and I'm not sure how far Lava could be.
That
How-
would be
how
no
heavy are you?
variation.
How
me-
heavy are you, Lafdul?
Oh, 1 second. I need to figure that out.
Even at 70%.
I need to find out what my current weight is. which
Would you
is-
mind doing the calculations to see whether Leva is reduced at all, or whether she
Also-
reduces Solas? Or...
Well,
Also-
would you be
also-
casting the spell, or are you casting the spell, or are you using a scroll?
I'm casting casting a spell.
How long does that last?
Just a second.
Is that like 5? Is it 3 rounds or I think per level?
Just a second. I looked at the wrong thing. I looked at reduce instead of enlarge. 5 rounds per level.
Also old.
Well, hold on. You're reducing yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay. So 5 rounds per level. Yeah, I mean, you can, assuming there's no wild surge, you can reduce yourself down considerably. Almost,
Level will be very small.
almost
Don't lose
to nothing.
At what point does the encumbrance start affecting flying? With fly spell?
Does a spell say that encumbrance affects your flying?
I'm not sure, which is why I asked. does.
Then it would be your actual encumbrance. It would be based on your actual encumbrance. Like if you're fully like if you're hitting your max press, then you can't fly.
Possible penalties while flying are known to the DM found in aerial combat section.
Okay.
Sounds
Given
fine.
that, then you can carry up to you can be up to moderately encumbered. Without
And
penalty.
maneuverability class is B.
Yeah.
Up to moderate.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would have to need to know how heavy Leva is to know if I could carry her also.
Leva can go beyond 90% reduction.
Yeah, but I can't carry that much more than Lafdul is already weighing with his reduction.
Well, let's have a quick look.
Well, I mean, again, like you guys could ride, like Solas can fly, and the others can reduce themselves
Yes.
and ride on someone with a lead lizard. So,
Yeah.
like, you
Leva
don't
is going to.
have to do that. And the thing is that
Faster.
if Solas is carrying 2 people. They're not just in his pockets; he's carrying them. He wouldn't be able to cast spells, so that's actually would probably be a better idea to not do that.
Can you also turn invisible? Since if you could, I could then drop you off on the ledge and still fly myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
One goal.
Since I can also turn invisible.
Lafdul, how many more of these invisibility potions do you have?
I've got one in my safe, and I've got one on me.
Leva is on the second to last gulp.
Okay, well,
Also,
if that's the plan with you guys, that's fine. Then you can deal with that. You 3 will not be riding on the lizards, correct?
Yeah.
That's all I care about right now. You can.
Yeah, if I can carry them up without problems, I will be carrying them up.
Yeah, if you're specifically going up and dropping them off and then casting spells, then that's fine.
Yeah. It was 10 minutes that one gulp lasted, right?
Yes.
At least 10 minutes.
And
What go like half an hour.
Okay, and
something like that.
How long does the fly up time last?
You'd be uninhibited by movement. So does it say a climbing speed? While you're looking that up, who wants to be on the first lizard? Or actually, let me rephrase that. Who else has a way to get up without using the?
It's just Braxon.
I'm gonna fly up with Beowulf.
Okay.
Move rate vertically and horizontally at rate 18, half that if ascending, twice that if descending.
Half.
Okay.
So it would be 9.
9, yeah.
Same time for my
you'd easily be able to keep up with the lizards.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Braxon could possibly get up by using his rope to go up in stages, but I don't know what the cliff is like.
You'd be on the lizard.
You'd be on a lizard.
Yeah, but how are we going to get all the fighters up with us up?
They would, however many we can, would be on lizards. That's the only way we can do this.
Rest would be signaling for the shuttle to pick them up.
Yeah, they will be reinforcements later on.
Wait. I can get up there with Beowulf, right?
Yes.
Once I get up there, can I send Beowulf back down to get another person and fly him back up?
No.
Okay.
Beowulf doesn't really accept anyone else.
Yeah.
But you could carry one of us in as you fly up.
Who is the lightest person from both groups?
Well, if one of these, I mean, you could carry Lafdul or Leva if they as reduced. Otherwise, it would probably only be Pelennor. Well, maybe Theoskeen.
Then, oh wait, who's Theoskeen?
Theoskeen, right here.
I'll ask her if she wants set up with me on Beowulf to
Okay.
allow more people on the lizards.
But keep in mind, like, you want the lizards to go in first.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Because if they get, the heavy weapons, you want them to be hit. That's what I assume is the goal here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the lizards going first. I just fly up a little bit after them.
All right, so who wants to be on the first one?
Finn is going to take the form of a smaller snake and just coil around somebody's wrist for the way up.
Okay.
I don't think anyone's asked Ald's question yet. Braxton doesn't mind going up on the first one.
All right. Then
Yeah, Braxon, it's literally just you.
All right. Then who
Yeah,
do you
because
want with you,
you-
Braxon?
Finn.
Who's happy to come with Braxton? If
Of-
everyone else is in
right.
someone's pocket.
Of the NPCs, who do you want to go with you? Everyone else has a way up.
Yeah, you are only one that can't be getting up without a lizard's help.
Maybe the sneaky guy
Pelennor?
with the sneak. Yeah, is Braxton says, are you any good at sabotaging weapons?
I am, but I don't know that I want to be the first in and taking a ballista bolt to the face.
All right, probably one of the guys with armor then.
Maybe Tien Dreskar?
Chandrasekhar?
Yeah, maybe him?
He's willing to do that.
Perhaps someone of the knights also, or was it 2 people on the lizard only?
2. Alright, so on the
Okay.
second lizard, who do you want?
Let's send Juran
Okay.
and Garon.
And Garen, okay. Alright, and the third one?
Gelona and
Ayla? Alia?
Alia, yeah.
Alia would suggest someone who's better at physically fighting.
Well, Pellinor then. Since
I thought
There
Pellinor
isn't-
was on the second one.
No, Pellinor is
Or
not.
third.
It's Duran and Garen. Also,
Okay.
looks like I forgot to bring
Then, yeah,
Price on.
Pellinor and
Gelona
Gelona.
probably want to get. Oops, actually, there's 2 people that I forgot to get up there. Give me a
well,
second.
that would be why the count was not correct.
Yeah.
Yep. I forgot to get
Also,
that
I
down,
can't read the first few letters of this guy's name.
Solanius, you mean?
Drove.
Okay. But yeah, Gelona and Pellinor on this one, I think.
Again, Pellinor is a thief, so probably
Well,
want to go
well-
with Drove, Priasant,
Priasant.
or Valia.
Yeah.
Then Drove and Pellinor.
Drove. Okay.
Does any one of the people have a way to signal for the hilt, basically? Since I think since not all of us can be going with the lizards, they will need someone who can signal the hilt to come and pick them up.
Let me take a quick look at something.
So if they have any item or magic that can be used for that.
Let me check their spells and abilities. They might have something that they can help with that. Yeah, they actually have. There's 2 potions of flying, so
Okay.
they can distribute that. Let's see. So Priasant on the 4th one.
Mm-hmm.
And Valia. And then Alia and Pellinor will use potions of flying.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's all.
Okay. So then your ships would just be dropping off crew members to
Yeah.
and Marines.
Possibly picking off Aggie unless Aggie can climb.
Aggie might be able to climb. He'll try to follow you up.
Okay. If he can't, then signal for the hilt to come and pick you up.
Okay.
Or at least try.
I'm trying to remember what the effect was on Braxon. Was that something to do with the swamp?
You can take that off now.
There's a dragon fear
Right.
that wasn't removed on people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was the fear, but that's gone now that the dragon is dead.
Yeah. You only you guys need to remove it from yourselves because it doesn't matter on the NPCs. It'll be off on a different map. We're
Yeah.
not going to be fighting on this map.
Mm-hmm.
Hold.
Mhm.
You know, you were talking about people losing the lightning bolts and stuff. Can the people with lightning bolts send them at the cave now, or can they only send them close to where they are?
They can't the cave. Like the only thing that would happen with the cave is a possibility of collapsing the entrance, which
Yeah.
would
block us
that
out.
would be great if you don't care about what who's in there and stuff like that in terms of eliminating them and bringing them to justice or getting any of the treasure that they have. And there's no
I'm
guarantee that would
thinking-
happen anyway.
No, I'm thinking it might stop them from preparing to fight us off.
No, there's like the best that would do, based on what Finn saw, is maybe block the entrance. That would not cause any harm to the people inside. They're too far.
Okay.
Also, blocking of the entrance would mean that we would not be able to easily get access to their stuff.
What we need is for a leveled up Finn to cast Earthquake.
Yeah. See, if Red Njord flew in and then Finn did an earthquake and just buried the lot of them, we would technically achieve our objective.
We have to confirm whether or not we have.
And also, I think Ockar is pretty set on having that duel if possible.
And there might be cargo that they've stolen that could be returned to its rightful owners.
That's true.
Potentially, there might be some slaves to be freed.
That's
But
true.
Finn would be happy from Earth it came, from Earth it returns.
Yeah, but again, there's so many reasons why we want to go inside and not just bury everything beneath tons and tons of rocks.
Alright, so it's about time for us to take our break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. I'll get the next section set up and get to the get a potential fight going as you guys head into the pirate lair itself.
Alt,
Yep.
did you actually roll for Leva's Reduce?
Yes, I did. And it did work. You have the ability to cast it at 14th level, so you can reduce yourself really, really small. I'll leave it up to you to figure out the your exact height if you want.
Really?
I believe when you're when you're reducing yourself, I would let you stop before a certain amount.
Reducing yourself out of the
It's
game.
a few millimeters high, you know. This like little. Just don't step on me, please.
Yeah,
So
I would say that
if
you could stop it at 6 inches or a foot or something like that, but you'd need to figure out what that percentage is, because that would affect your not only your weight, but keep in mind that being only a foot tall also means that your movement is dramatically reduced too.
Yes. Yeah,
So.
she realizes that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so count that out, Leva, so I can say if that makes me moderate encumbered or not.
I don't think you have to worry.
I'm not counting it out, since it's not that much more than what Lafdul is already bringing in that I am in that range.
Alright, so go ahead and-
Leva is
go ahead and-
starting at 70 pounds.
Go ahead.
So you
Yeah, but it's also your equipment, keep in mind. It's all of your
Okay.
equipment
Yeah.
as well. So go ahead and figure that out in between during the break.
Yes.
And we'll be back in about 10 minutes, everyone. See you shortly.